Coach John Smith, Oklahoma State. What's it like to be back here in Pennsylvania? This is your what, second or third?
I think it's my third time.
Third time back here at the Young Guns camp?
It's hard to tell Jody Strittmatter no. He's
Yeah.
a great man. First off, great father. I have a lot of respect for what he's done, as a coach, and the way he does it. He does it the right way. So it's hard to say no to him.
Hard to say no to Jody.
Probably never will.
Right, and he knows that. So, talk about the Pennsylvania connection that you have. I mean, Coleman Scott, probably one of the most notable names from Pennsylvania. Jordan Oliver.
Yeah, well, historically we've had a connection, even well before me.
Sure.
Oklahoma State has had a lot of Pennsylvania kids wrestling, and we hope in the future it stays that way.
Right.
It's a great state, and it's been really good for us, and of course they can't all wrestle for one school.
Right. You were talking to the kids and you were saying how this is only the second or third time that OSU does not have a guy.
Yeah.
And I never knew that. That's incredible.
Yeah. Since 1924, it's only the third time we haven't had an Olympian on the Olympic team. So, it's a little bit of a blow to us. And but those things can happen when you're all of a sudden have six weights.
Sure.
And of course, that's an important part of our program that we're going to look at and try to make sure that it's several more years before that happens again.
Now you're still a part of the Olympics, though. You're still going to be commentating
for NBC, so I get to look at wrestling from a different side. I've done it a couple of times this summer with the trials and the World Cup, and to be honest, it really helps you break down wrestling like you never have.
Analyze it.
Of course, analyze your opponents. Of course, we do a lot of that as coaches, but you don't have to talk about it, on air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you got to be pretty sharp, and so I've enjoyed the experience to this point, and I'm sure the Olympics is going to be a lot of fun.
Talk about that experience with Coleman Scott. I mean, really, from a wrestling fan standpoint, probably one of the greatest runs to an Olympic medal, to where he had to come from to wrestle in the trials to get there. Talk about that experience for you as a coach, watching him do that.
Well, it was a great, what an exciting time to make the team. We made the team in Madison.
Times
Square. On a single mat in front of people that were walking around. It was just an incredible place to make the team. But he just stuck with his game plan, and he always had a level of confidence to him that always gave him an opportunity. And they made him run through a lot of things to make that team. And he probably had it harder than anyone. Mm-hmm. And because of that reason, it's probably the reason why he made that team. So he did a lot of wrestling. He didn't sit back. He wrestled in the World Cup that year. But his Olympic tournament, I think it was one of the best tournaments he ever wrestled.
Yeah.
Came an eyelash away from wrestling for the gold. He laid it all out there. He had his best tournament, and that's why he brought a medal home.
Talk about Jordan Oliver, another guy who's incredible in Pennsylvania and obviously did well for you. Seeing him transition to freestyle and watching him progress, how do you feel about Jordan's?
Well, I haven't been as close to Jordan because he took a job there at ASU, and it was an opportunity for him, and of course, he took advantage of it. And so, I just say this, that I think he's a lot better than what he's been wrestling. And I think he needs to refocus and make sure that he recognizes that, he does have an opportunity here, and you got to do everything you need to be doing to make those teams. So I'm sure that this experience for him of not making the team a couple of years in a row will help him kind of shape his views on what he needs to do if he's going to continue.
Now, next time you're going to be in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh. You're wrestling Pitt at Pitt, correct?
Yeah.
Talk about the team next year. You got a lot of studs coming back.
Well, I mean, you always look good in the summer.
Yeah, right.
We had a good team last year, and we lost 2 of them.
Sure.
All of a sudden, you don't look so good. It is about health and it's about keeping guys healthy. But we got a good, solid team. It's a young team too.
Yeah.
People don't realize it's a young team, and it is about preparing ourselves and living the lifestyle that we need to, and making sure that we're not being self-centered. To build championship teams, which is hard to do. It takes everybody to be pulling their own weight to get that accomplished. So with this team, there's some hope there, and honestly, I think we got a chance to watch the best, maybe one of the better college seasons we've seen in a long time. I think there's a lot of teams that can win a championship.
Sure.
Of course, you look at Penn State, of course, and they've been really consistent at doing it. Got to give them advantage, but I think there's more than 2 or 3 teams right now. So we may get a chance to witness one of the best seasons in college wrestling.
A lot of what you talked about today, you talked about to the kids here at Young Guns Camp, really going hard at that, being responsible, being accountable to yourself, choosing the right path, if you will. Is that part of the reason why you like doing the camps like this, is to really shape and mold those minds that are listening?
I think so. I think we need to send that message out more and more. I think we need to be a sport that is not leading from behind, but out in front. I think constantly about being dropped from the Olympics.
Sure.
And us getting through that. And I think it was an opportunity for us to take the lead. I think take the lead on our campuses and how we act and what we do. Things do go wrong and situations do come up, but how you handle them and what you do, and you set guidelines and you have a moral compass within your team. Those are things that leaders do, and we lead from ahead, and we stay ahead.
Right.
So I try to give that message in every clinic and camp is let's be leaders. We don't need to be thugs. We don't need to be, the bad student athletes on campus. We need to be busting our tail in the classroom, showing that our academics is the most important thing, and at the same time, being great teammates.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time, and glad to see you here in Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.